What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Shook. Today I'm going to be talking about my personal review of The Black Box by Marquette Devon Burton. Now, I have to say, this is by far one of my favorite books I've read. I'm not an avid reader myself. I don't read too many books, but this book in particular, I read it in 3 days because it was that good, you know? Basically, how the book is structured is that it talks about a story that happened in Marquette's life, and then at the end of each chapter, it goes over what he calls the black box, which is like the lessons learned from that particular story. And there's about 50 of these, and all 50, I would say, are valuable lessons. And not even that, the stories were all interesting too, in my opinion. He goes over certain trials he had to face in his life, and it almost like, in a way, it got me in certain chapters like emotional in a state that I was just basically like, you know, thankful for what I have, you know. It made me have some type of gratitude for the situation I'm in, because not everybody's lucky enough to be in not everyone is lucky enough to get these certain opportunities. And from the trials that he himself had to face and still got to where he is at now, it really like is inspiring, you know. You really get inspired that, you know, he was able to overcome all of this and still become successful. It almost gets you in that state of yourself where you're like, okay, if he could do all of this while facing all of this, I should be able to achieve what I want to achieve, because I was fortunate enough to not have to go through some of the trials he had to. Like some of the trials he had to go through, man, like I don't want to spoil the book for you guys, I really don't, but let me just say, like, he went through something. He definitely went through something. And the fact that he was able to bounce back from that really shows his character of how he was. It really shows his character in a sense that, like, you know, it shows that he was able to bounce back from that and able to make good from that and be able to succeed. Now, I'm not gonna go over like all the valuable lessons and all the crazy stories he talks about in particular, but if there's one thing that I really got from this book and one valuable lesson I want to share with all of you, that I personally resonated with a lot, was that sometimes in life you really have to look over your self-interest and such. And that means sometimes you're not going to be pleasing everyone. Sometimes that means sometimes it means you're going to have to cut ties with your friends and such. And, you know, that lesson in particular where he talks about looking over your self-interest, really, like, it really hit home for me, because I was always in a state where I wanted to please others. I always wanted to make sure I wasn't making anyone upset. But in reality, what he talked about, it made so much sense when I read it, when he talked about how in order to really get to where you want to go, you can't care what other people think. You can't care about other people's opinion about the choices you make in your life. Because if you're always stuck in that mind state, you will not be able to grow. And that's one thing I really got from that book. Really looking out for your self-interest. And sometimes your self-interest means that you're not gonna please everyone. It means that you won't be able to please everyone. You won't be able to make everyone happy. But at the end of the day, you're doing what's best for you. And from doing that, you're gonna be able to grow as a human being and be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And it really struck me. It really made me rethink about, you know, how I was caring too much about what other people thought, or I was having certain relationships with some of my friends and stuff that maybe necessarily were holding me back and such. But from that one chapter, I had, like, you know, I had almost like thought like, wow, it made so much sense. And I definitely applied it to my life today. If you guys want to go check out the book, I'll probably put it down below. You can find it on Amazon and such. I really recommend you read it and such. It's a very easy read. It's not too difficult to understand. It's well articulated. And definitely if you're younger too, you'll be able to relate with a lot of stories and such. And overall, man, like, I'm not just saying this just to say this, man, but it's a really good book. Like, I told you guys I don't read a whole lot myself, but I finished the book in 3 days because it was that good, man. So if you haven't, go check out that book. And that's all for this video. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. I'm gonna try to upload once a week. So we'll see where that goes. If you guys have any questions, you want to leave your personal take on the book, what you learned from the book, or just anything in particular, leave it down in the comments. And other than that, I'll catch you guys in another one.